Carson Daly. Weekday mornings on LA's 97.1 AMP Radio.
Our first guest is one of Hollywood's biggest young stars and the envy of teenage girls everywhere.
Movie star and multi-platinum selling recording artist.
It is the pop princess of the moment.
What's up? It's Selena Gomez.
When you're ready, come and get it. I'm so sick of that same old love. But the heart wants what it wants. Oh, if my feelings on fire, guess I'm a bad liar.
Please welcome to the show. Go nuts, go wild for the amazing Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez!
Wow, that is quite the introduction I have for you, Selena Gomez. Welcome to AMP Radio. Good morning.
Oh, good morning. Thank you for that. That's
You like that?
Yeah, it was a great boost
Well,
for me.
listen, we're one of the rare young talents who actually can embrace and appreciates evolution in your music. You almost just heard it there in those clips. And when you get from Kygo to Bad Liar, the big question mark for me now, just being a fan of yours and playing your music for a living, is like, I know this next single, like you've said it, is even more of a departure from Bad Liar than Bad Liar was from Kygo, which is crazy to me.
Yeah, that's correct. I was actually just kind of going over some of it in the car on the way here, and
Well, go to the car, get it, and bring it in.
I know.
It's not that far away.
It's great though, because I just feel like that's kind of where music is right now. There's so much happening, and I think this is the time where I can do more things and try out different things. I mean, I already feel like I'm doing that. So
It's so refreshing. We were saying how the kind of juxtaposition of, for me, an older dude like loving Talking Heads, Psycho Killer, getting that sample and then bringing it into kind of what you do, your day job, the marriage of those two concepts, the fact that you have the cojones to even do that just speaks volumes to where I hope pop music is headed.
thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's cool to kind of see some of my younger fan base, who may not really know that type of music, be open to that. I think it's kind of amazing. Obviously, we got their blessing too, because if David
Just
Byrne
steal it,
hate
right?
the song, the song wouldn't exist. So
Right.
It's so good. It's so different
Thank
than everything
you.
else on the radio. Every time
Yeah,
it
it's so
pops
nice.
on, yeah, it's such a refreshing song. It's
What's
a
even
great
better is
summer
getting,
song.
getting David Byrne from Talking Heads to actually go to, he actually tweeted something, which is awesome. It was a compliment to you. He's like, I love the song and your performance on it. So that's nice to have his blessing. Listen, we'll talk music here in a minute. We want to mention, I have to say thank you, because the last time you were here at AMP Radio in LA, we were also taken aback at just how great you looked and how great you're doing, and you gave a big shout out to like the Sweatbox
Shape House.
place, Shape House,
Shape House, yeah.
whatever it
Yes.
was. And so like
I
all the
remember.
we've done like a piece on it. Like every member of the morning show now has gone
love
to
it.
Sweatbox after nights of drinking and
amazing.
hanging out, and they all swear by it.
tell you, it changed my life.
It's
I'm very
You,
glad.
and you in turn have changed our lives. So thank you for that
Thank you, yes.
I'm glad. No worries.
ringing endorsement of Sweatbox. Now,
It's Shape House. The sweat
I know.
box.
He's like a box. They're kind of scary when you say it.
Right.
well, it is weird where all the sweat just sort of
It
goes.
does. It just
and-
kind of goes
Yeah.
everywhere, but it's awesome, yeah.
But it is a great place, and we highly recommend it. And that came compliments of Selena Gomez last time you were
Thanks, everybody.
here. So let me just get right into, I'm a music guy, and I'm going to just hound you on the music, and that's pretty much it for today. I want to also thank you for your participation in The Voice. You were on it a couple seasons ago, and we
Yeah.
still talk about you. You have so much of the DNA of what just makes, I get this question all the time, what makes a great coach on The Voice. Because you are a good person, and a good person in turn makes a great voice. You were a mentor for Gwen. Is that a gig I could ever conceivably try and talk you into in the future?
Honestly, the thing is being a part of that show and actually witnessing what it is, I'm not, of course, I'm going to be honest, some of those things aren't as authentic as they maybe portray. And I felt so comfortable there because they treat all these people as if they're own artists no matter where they go. And it's not about winning. It's just about really, embracing different types of music. So of course, I'm not ever going to say that I wouldn't be opposed to doing that, but it was so much fun, I don't know.
I would pay you a lot of money. I'm going to tell you that. I know you don't want to talk dollars and cents here this morning.
But I just have
Get down to it.
I have so much music coming that I'm so excited about that I feel like
Right.
that's where I'm going to be focusing.
Well, The Voice will be
I
on for like
understand that.
another
The Voice would be
27
a great
years.
launching pad for a lot of this
Totally.
really cool music
Yes.
that you're doing.
I hear you, Carson.
Yep. David Byrne's going to be on the other chair next to you from Talking Heads. So.
So fun.
But you are welcome there in that conversation. We can
Thank
have it
you.
later, but that's also another compliment for you.
Thank you.
And so Bad Liar comes out, and then a lot of assumptions are made about your third solo album. And I'll just let you kind of tell us where you're at and your fans who are listening here in LA.
Well, I think last year was a lot. I I canceled my tour and I took some time off because kind of felt like there was a lot that I wasn't satisfied with, and there was stuff in my personal life, but more than anything, it was just me trying to take care of my mental health and my actual health. And so when I had that break, I went right back into the studio after I was done, and I've been in the studio for a year. So I can technically say that I have an album, but I don't know where I want to go with it because of how different everything sounds. Like, I'm not just saying that because I feel like, oh, that's exciting. Every song that I'm setting up to be a single is just completely separate from each other, and I love that. So I don't know where it's going to go, but I could say I have an album because it's a lot of music.
We've talked to a lot of artists, and their new thing is just releasing singles, and an album is unnecessary. Could that be a path you're going down?
No, I think for me, I appreciate albums. I get it. I know how much music is changing, but I still got my fan base that I want to give special things to, that music that deserves to be listened to, that maybe won't be on the radio, just will be for them. So things like that.
So an album will definitely happen.
When you went back into the studio after you took a little time off, what was like your single biggest takeaway from I'm really glad I just kind of pressed pause on things and got to regroup?
I just think that if you're not happy, it's going to translate, at least for me, in everything that I do. So I want to make people happy. And I think in the time that we're living in, that's all I want to do. If I can contribute any sort of positivity in someone's life, I need to make sure that I'm good too. So
right, it starts with you.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like I was creatively a little frustrated. Not that anything was wrong. It was just nothing inspired me. And I felt like when I went in there, I was more confident in myself and what I wanted to sing about and what I wanted to talk about. It was different.
It was interesting. Ed Sheeran put out that. I know his name always comes up in interviews with you. I don't know why. I've gone back and I've heard you on the radio. Everybody somehow brings up Ed Sheeran. I'm bringing him up just as an artist who, as an approach to putting out a new record, took what I thought was a good approach, and he told us about it here where you're sitting. Was like, I took the two most distinctly different sounding songs. I took Shape of You and Castle, and I released them both on the same day. And this was my way of kind of casting a wide net. And I'm just going to throw it out in the universe and see kind of how it comes back. And I don't know, putting Bad Liar out, did that tell you anything about what this album is going to be like?
No.
The success of it. It worked. People love it.
Honestly, I didn't know what to expect. When you are sampling one of the greatest bands of all time, that can really work or not work. That's just the honest truth. So the fact that it got such, that people received it well, but not just from people who may, not even care much about me, just more about the fact that they respected the song. I think that was the goal of what I wanted, and I was really anxious and relieved at the same time because it was kind of a risk. It doesn't sound like anything else.
It's funny, the first time I played that on the radio, Selena Gomez song Bad Liar, she joins us live on AMP. It's Carson and Angie. It stuck out, like between Bruno Mars and Calvin Harris. It stuck out. Like, it was like,
a little bit of a departure.
Yeah, but now all of a sudden, it doesn't stick out. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it just kind of fits now.
It
It's
fits
supposed to be
perfect.
there.
It's
feels
weird.
normal.
I've heard kind of the mixed reactions. Some people are saying, yeah, the first time you're kind of like, I don't know, and then the second time it grows on you, and the third time, which I think is cool. I think it's not something that's immediately grows on people.
I think it's your vocal style in the first verse is disarming because we haven't heard you in that sort of cadence.
Thank you. Yeah, it's very storytelling-esque, and I feel finding my strength in what I want that makes me separate from everything else. I just felt like that's kind of where I live. I'm comfortable mid-tempo, and that's kind of my vibe.
It's your happy
It's
place.
so cool. It's cool that you have embraced your inner confidence to just evolve, do your own music and not worry about. There's so many people stuck on. And Ryan Tedder, who I know you've worked with, will tell you this too. Come to him I need a hit. Please give me a hit. Please give me a hit. It's like, just do you, whatever.
It's hard.
Whatever. It's hard to do that, but you've done that very well, which is just refreshing for us
Thank you.
radio DJs. A couple quick questions for Selena, and we're going to let you roll. First of all, you're the most followed person on Instagram. You have 121 million followers. When you post something, do you feel that pressure? Okay, this better be good.
No.
Literally everybody in the world is going to see this.
No, sometimes no. This is such a weird. It's like an awkward kind of question for me, and I don't know why. Just because it's something that I feel like I would have no matter what. Such a millennial thing, I guess. It's just. become a part of what life is now and today. So I have my moments where I'll just kind of take a break from it, and then other times I'm like, hey, I think this is a cool photo. I guess I'll post it. And
do you read all the comments and things like that?
No,
Everybody should stay away from comment section anywhere. They're the most evil places in the world.
Anybody, you post anything on social media, it's like, oh, you have to think about it these days because, like, all right, who am I going to piss off with this? And is that okay? How much do I really need to speak up? And usually I end up just being like, just check your ego. How about you don't tweet anything? How about you just...
sometimes I'm just like, I focus on the music and focus on that stuff, you know.
A couple of questions that we posted. These are from AMP listeners. Somebody is asking, are you going to release Feel Me, which I guess is a song that you performed on the Revival tour last year?
I did. So that was a song, because I've been in the studio for a while. We recorded while I was on the road. I guess maybe there was an intention to go right into another album, but like I said, kind of took a break. But I don't know. Yes, I think this song is one of my favorite songs ever. It's so fun. It's got a really good vibe, but I don't know if it'll ever be officially released. We're kind of focusing on the new stuff.
Describe your new album in 3 words.
The album that doesn't exist yet.
I know. Gosh.
I'll give you one. Funkadelic.
It's a very interesting word. I feel like that works for Bruno Mars, not really me.
Okay. So it's not Versace on the floor.
Right? Versace on the floor.
I would say intentional, refreshing, and moody. But in a good way. I think I'm all about a good mood, vibey, you know.
That's good.
And then the last one was just somebody asking about the next single after Bat. There's so much mystery on it. You've built it up. It's your own fault.
It's okay. I don't mind it because I think it deserves it.
When you play Bad Liar every 67 minutes, which is the power rotation probably here at AMP Radio, you got people listening who are like, yes, I want the new Selena Gomez. Give it to me. And it's so different. So we'll just be waiting with bated breath when you get the new single.
I'm excited.
One final question on 13 Reasons Why. You're the executive producer, which is... you obviously know the material is dark. You've known it for a long time coming off the book. Were you surprised by the controversial backlash of the Netflix series?
No, not necessarily. I think, it's a hard thing to swallow. It's a very difficult and complicated story to tell. And it is a book. And in a way, it did have this thriller aspect of it that was really heartbreaking, and it's uncomfortable. And I think for season 2, a lot of those questions get answered. There's going to be a lot of resolution. There's going to be a lot of repercussions, and just going to kind of continue on what's happening. But I mean, nowadays kids are exposed to so much that, to me, I was more surprised at the fact that I was like, if this is going to show you that these kids are actually watching this stuff, but worse, I think that's good. You need to be aware that people are...
It's out there.
Yeah, kids can get anything. My 4-year-old sister knows how to work my phone and can find things better than me.
You get on YouTube and you get into a hole of bad things.
Yeah, it's just scary. So I'm very proud of the project. I think I think it was a really intense thing that we did, but I'm proud of it, and I think season 2 will be even better.
Yeah, and like you said, I guess discussing it, like that place of awkward and dark and all that sad stuff.
Yeah.
Angie and I have a history of just burying that stuff down
Way
deep.
down. We don't talk
about stuff. Not gonna come out. No, just go
I think
down
a lot
there.
of people are doing that.
Just go down there, deep,
down into that deep hole.
Don't come out. No. And this provokes a discussion, which at the end of the day, for all of these tough topics or controversial topics, we need to be discussing them. So that's one great thing about it.
Yeah.
But congrats on everything. We'll just wait with bated breath on the new record. Welcome back to LA from New York. Hope you had a good trip there.
I did. Thank you
and,
so much.
I know you got some family stuff coming up, so enjoy that. And getting up this morning and coming and seeing Angie and I, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Good to see you guys. Thank
All
you.
right.
Carson Daly. For more, go to ampradio.com.